I just fitted a Golf R complete floor in my caddy. We're building a Caddy R.
And I'm not just calling it a Caddy R, this is the real deal. I've already fitted tons of Golf R bits, and in the previous episode, I used this giant angle grinder to hack out the Caddy's original floor. And that's because in this video, I'm fitting a Golf R rear floor, and it's time to
get it done. We are definitely getting it done. I'm about to do my first test fit on the Mark 7.5 Golf R rear assembly. That includes the rear diff with the HANBDS four-wheel drive system, Golf R rear hubs, the lot. And another reason why I went this route with the entire floor is I've also got the space and the mounting points for the fuel tank and also the Golf R exhaust. We're gonna have twin exhausts on this thing, hopefully spitting some fire. But first, let me show you how I got to this point.
So in the previous couple of videos, I did all the prep for the rear floor from a Golf R before completely gutting the floor from the Caddy. And this brings us up to this video. This is what we were left with. First, we're tidying everything up to make way for what's to come. And whilst my mate was cracking on with that, I'm making a template for the actual floor. I want to get the same curvatures of the Caddy, so now it's time to call out the big guns. Once trimmed, here's the first test fit of the new Golf R rear floor, and you can see we're way off. So we've done a lot more cutting, measuring, and measuring, and finally we think we've got it.
49.
49, what's the other side?
49.
49, 49, tack it in place, mate.
Get it done.
Get it done.
You heard what the man said. All we need to do is clean up the surfaces and we're gonna tack it into place if we can actually get our tools to work.
Pushing up against this thing, my feet are killing me.
So if the rear floor seated and welded into place, you can see the mounting points for that rear Golf R suspension assembly. Later in the video, once I fit that assembly, the hub should be central in the arches of the Caddy, but if it's not, all of this will be for nothing. But these are all the joys of building a Caddy R.
All right, boys, so it's the next morning and we made big progress on the Caddy R build, but we're taking a break on that because the last time you guys saw this car, which is my VR6 Scirocco, aka the Butter Rocco. If you don't know why we call it the Butter Rocco, it's because I found a massive butter green when I was doing some work on it. So the Butter Rocco, it had a blown drive shaft, and unfortunately, once I did a bit of investigation, this is what I saw, a major hole in the gearbox. So I had to call in Adam from the ADSEN group to come in and give me a hand. We're getting the gearbox out of here. Hopefully we can get it either welded up or swap it for a new gearbox. And that's because I've actually sold this car. A subscriber has taken ownership of this car and he's going to be coming down shortly and he's going to be driving away in the VR6 swapped Scirocco. Adam from ADSEN Group, he does mobile mechanics, trailer rentals, and a ton of other stuff to do with cars and automotives. So if you're down on the South Coast and you need a mobile mechanic or you need to rent a trailer to go pick up your next project, give Adam a call. I'll put all his details down below. You should be seeing it on the screen right now.
So my subscriber's been waiting for this car for a few weeks now and I really need to crack on with it, but I had to wait for Adam to come in because this gearbox is heavy. Anyway, we got the gearbox out of there and it's not looking good.
Boys, take a look at that complete ball ache to get out, but thanks to Adam here, we got it done. And look at the damage. Don't look good at all. So we're trying to see if any bits of metal has gone in. In the ideal world, there'll be nothing. in the actual gearbox. But yeah, boys, leave this with us. We're gonna see what we can do. Maybe we have to replace it. Maybe it can be fixed. Who knows? But I need to get this car driving because it needs to leave and get out of here, man.
Now, this hole was caused by a failed drive shaft, and I thought I could just weld it up, but Adam advised me to get a new gearbox, which I'm on the search for. So if you've got anything, do let me know.
So guys, it's the next day and I want to fit up the suspension, but I've got a problem. I'm on my own, it's heavy, I can't really get it into place, but I'm a fighter. Whatever I need to do to get that on there, I'm gonna keep trying. I will figure that part out, but I've just noticed something. Because we're only halfway through the process, there's still more cutting that we need to do to clear some space. And where I'm trying to fit the suspension is actually knocking on a bit of the caddy. So that bit of material on the caddy I need to remove. So I need to do more cutting. And that brings me to the comments. In the last video, I was checking out the comments. Some of you lot, what's the point in doing this? Why not buy a caddy with the all-wheel drive system already there? If you're making that comment, then yeah, enough said. But anyway, I was doing a bit of shopping last night for dinner and I went to my local Lidl's of all places. Now, a lot of you boys were saying in the last episode, stop wasting time with cutting blades and discs, etc. Get yourself a drag gun plasma cutter. Lidl's, a little cheapo from Lidl's. It's a Parkside plasma cutter, 90 quid. I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So I've just set it up. I think it's working, hold on. Switch it on, that will be a good start. Woo. So I've got myself a plasma cutter. Let's get to cutting. Boys, she is working. You were right. All of you guys who got in the comments and told me to get a plasma cutter, thank you. That is making light work of that, boy. You. Oh, finally. Guys, don't ask me how I did it, but we have got a Golf R rear assembly, HANBDS axle, all-wheel drive system fitted onto the caddy. Crazy. That is a beautiful sight. Now, before I continue, right, I don't normally get bothered by comment, but I saw a comment in the last video. Someone said, you're just pure chaos, bro. You don't know what you're doing. It's like there's no planning. Tons of planning has gone into this build. And I just wanted to point that out. It's not easy. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's fun. I find this fun. If you're watching this and you think, what's the point in this guy doing it? Then clearly Salvage Nation is the wrong channel for you, man. This thing is gonna be something special. All-wheel drive, everything as it should. Now you see how I've hacked out this portion of the wheel well. I just wanna point this out because I know people are gonna be watching this and thinking, what the hell's going on? The new wheel welds are gonna be obviously the Golf R wheel welds, which is gonna be slightly wider to take wider wheels and tires, etc. So later on in the build, I need to basically unpick it so the inner wheel weld meets the outer wheel weld right here. Once I pick that seam apart, this is going to be welded into place back onto the outer wheel. Then all the gaps all around, we're going to be making tons of little plates. You have to plate it up. It's going to be stronger than when it came from the factory. Now, one of the main reasons why I've gone ahead and done all of this work and I'm claiming this is a real Caddy R, because in my opinion, it's not an R unless it is four-wheel drive. So speaking of which, I now need to double check the length or the distance between the rear diff and the front diff, and I want to make sure that the prop shaft fits.
So through all the meticulous planning for this project, if our measurements are correct, the prop shaft should be the correct length. But before we go ahead and solidify this new floor into the caddy, I'm just doing this test fit because if it's too short, then I need to get it lengthened, and if it's too long, then I need to get it shortened. Worst case scenario, we might need to remove the floor all over it.
Oh, this is so hard. One-man army. It's okay, need it to extend. Okay. So guys, take a look at that. It's not all the way bolted down, but that looks pretty bang on. And if I turn here, have a look at what's happening. I have got transfer of power to the rear wheels And that, my friends, makes this a Caddy R. I need to get these old, narrow wheel wells out of here because we're making room for these bad boys. These are the wheel wells from the Golf R, and the reason why I'm doing that is obviously I'm fitting rear seats, and the rear seats are going to clip in here. But more importantly, these on the outside of the car, once these are in place, these are where my rear dampeners are going to bolt into. Normally, if you do this conversion without fitting these, you'll have to do some sort of custom turret right here to take some new suspension, but I'm keeping it pretty OEM, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. So let's go.
So first up, I'm making my guidelines. This is the first rough cut, and then I'm giving myself 1 inch to 1.5 inches of room to maneuver. I can always shave more off, but I don't really want to be welding more in. The front portion is a little bit more straightforward. All of it needs to come out, and we're following the guidelines or the curvatures from the Caddy, and we've matched them up with the floor of the Golf. This way, everything should line up perfectly. After removing that material, you can see the wheel wells from the Golf can fit in more nicely. I went ahead and repeated that process on the other side, and this is what it looks like. Now it's time to do a little bit more prep for welding, and I'll be tacking the wheel wells from the Golf R into place. With both pieces tacked into place, I'm doing a test fit with the seats. The seats are going to clip into these units, so this is a good way to test to see if they're in the correct position. But have a look at that, guys. We're going to have Golf R rear seats in the back of my Caddy.
Guys, I don't think you understand how big this moment is. When I embarked on this project, I expected a lot of help from various different people, and I know everyone's got their own thing going on, but it's been a build of love. Like, if I did not love what I was doing, trust me, I would have packed this in a long time ago. But the floor is in, the seats are in, and the Golf wheel wells are almost in. I needed to fit the seats. I just want to listen to how smooth that is. Ew. So they need to be in the right position. This is not an easy job, nor is it a cheap job, but it's an SN job, and we are making tracks. Alrighty boys, it's the next morning. I've just come in, and this is gonna be a big day on the project because I've got to do tons of fab work. So no more talking, let's continue building the Caddy R that VW should have built.
So I've got everything buckled in with the seats, and the wheel wells are in the correct location. However, if you look at the top, there's a big gap between the body of the Caddy and the edge of the wells. That's giving us an issue. So out comes the seats, and I need to find a workaround.
I just want to point something out. I went ahead and I welded in this bad boy. It's completely solid. There will still be more plate-in and welding work done on this wheel weld as well as the other side, but I've stopped it there because where it meets up, I've got it in the correct position, I lined it up with the seats, and I've also got my dampener in place, so I'm happy with the position of this wheel weld. Everything matches up exactly where it needs to go. When we took it out of the Golf, we cut it off the floor, so I've just lined it up exactly where we cut it from. So everything's matching up there. However, where this meets the body of the Golf is different to where the equivalent would meet the body of the Caddy. So that's why I've trimmed this off. I'm gonna tack this into the correct position, and then we just need to do some fabrication, rework it. This is now solid, so I can go ahead, rework it, make sure that it all meets up, weld it all up. And I've got to do that on the other side. And it's just become worse because the van's not starting. What is going on, man? Come on. All of a sudden, I'm getting a code for a fuel pump issue, so I need to figure that out. And I also did something very stupid when I came in this morning. I connected the battery, I wanted to try to start it, and as soon as I'd done that, the rear calipers just closed up, and obviously they were off the car, so there's no space in between, and they just went really, they're stuck closed, and I think that I've destroyed the rear electronic parking motors, something along those lines. I can't be bothered with it right now. I'll deal with that later on in the video. But for now, we've got tons of fab work to do. I want to get this thing in. Oh guys, I was just making great progress on everything here and I've just run out of gas. Like, I can't weld without gas, and it's the weekend today, so I'm gonna have to wait until Monday, so I can't do any more on that. I've got the headache of the van not starting. I'm hoping that I've pinched a wire somewhere. When you take the fuel tanks out of these cars and you have it lying around, the fuel pump sits right at the bottom. Any little knocks, it can damage the fuel pump, so I'm hoping that that's not the problem. It starts and then it just cuts straight away. I've had it on the diagnostics. Fuel pump circuit malfunction, something along those lines. I don't know. It's just building cars, this line of work is very frustrating. And then my day just got even worse because I went outside, I was talking to a recovery guy and I forgot my phone on top of his recovery truck. I've checked it on Find My iPhone and it's been driving down the highway somewhere, and now it's not pinging. Now I know we're ending it on a bad note. However, I'm not gonna let it get me down, because in this episode, we have fitted a Golf R rear floor, the complete rear assembly for the suspension, all-wheel drive system, the prop shaft is in, and yeah, things are starting to take shape on the Caddy R that VW should have built. So I'm sorry to end it on this bummy note, but in the next episode, we're gonna be delving in to figure out why the van's not starting. Definitely gonna have some gas by then. We're gonna go ahead, finish welding up everything. Hopefully we'll be dropping the van back on all fours again, taking it for a first test drive as an all-wheel drive Caddy R. So if you enjoyed this episode, press the like button. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button. It's free. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one.